I can't stop reading all of these posts about this $12.9 million US dollars, not Australian dollars. It's over 20 million. I keep on hearing 20 million because we're in Australia. I hear that a lot as well. This $20 million Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant card, extraordinary card. I had a really good Jordan autograph. I bought, long story, and then gave back to the guy who wanted it back in the days where forums worked a little bit differently. Anyway, I digress. Real bumps or fake bumps? Which ones are better? Real or fake bumps? And I think this is really important because I see so much, trepidation, so much fear and sadness with this sale. Like every second post seems to be negative about it, and I don't quite get that. I get why people do like negative thumbnails and shit like that. Like I get that they convert. But what I don't get is the actual people that are negative about it. It doesn't make sense to me. So real bumps, fake bumps. Let me just get into it a little bit. I thought early doors in Cherry that when we got a bump, it didn't matter what it was, if it was a real bump or a fake bump. If we got a bump, it was a really positive thing. We get like a viral post. It had 100,000 people would see this post, and I thought that would move the needle. I thought that was it. Retire in a month. And it doesn't work like that. I thought when Gary V came to the shop, when Gary V came to our shop in Melbourne, there was the next half a day, like with people coming in, hoping that he's still there. Maybe the next day, it's a fake bump. Like it doesn't affect. At the end of the year, if you're tracking for 20% growth, you hit 20%. You weren't suddenly on a boat somewhere that was 3 degrees warmer. That is a fake bump. But if you look out there are real bumps. And in my experience, real bumps they're pointy. Real bumps, the difference with a real bump is that it's really pointy. And I always think of it as an arrow. A real bump will come from something right at the point of that arrow, which just penetrates through into mainstream. It's not some like small little blip of a bump, like Gary Vee at your store, like that day. Like if you look at it on the year, that day, it's this like little bump. Like you got a 30%, 50% more sales that day. It's a sharp arrowhead, and it just cuts through. And mum and dad sit at the dinner table and they say, "Did you hear about that card?" And so I had that this week. My dad sat at the dinner table and said, "What do you think about that card?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know the guy who sold it, which is incredible. I know the guy who bought it, which is incredible. It's a really cool card." And that mainstream cut through impacts the end of year result. It doesn't impact that day. Very few people hop onto the website that day and they get very rarely. That doesn't happen. It's the end of the year. You get more people. Mum and dad go and look at the collection that the kid left at the house when they moved out. See if there's any Jordan cards in there, any Kobe cards. That gets more interest out there. They talk to their friends about it. They check their cards that are in the attic, in the garage. They ask their kids, "Do you still have those cards we bought you? Didn't we get you one of those Kobe Bryant rookie cards? You still got that?" Then they come into the shop. They hop on their eBay. They try to get something sold. The interest from that story on 9 News, on ESPN, wherever they see it, even the negative ones, if they see it, in their feeds, if the impact is enough, that mainstream cut through gets more people talking cards into shops, onto eBay, more cards are getting sold. You know what? They think their Jordan, they think their dollar Jordan cards are worth more, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing because it makes you feel good. It's not hard. It just makes you feel good. Some bumps make you feel better than other bumps. No one cares that Gary Vee came into my store, except for me. I really enjoyed it. My staff really enjoyed it. The people that ran to the store that day enjoyed it. But the people who went and checked their Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and any of the cards they bought and had sitting around the house that day, they got excited. And so I'm not sure exactly where the trepidation comes from. The one that I kind of hear a lot is this concept that there's this wolf, that somehow there's this wolf and it's sitting there and it wants to attack, it wants to bite these people. They're wrong. This is not the market. They're going to walk into a card shop and Cherry's just going to sell you all this stuff, which is extraordinarily expensive. You've been bitten by the wolf. You know what? There's wolves out there. Absolutely there's wolves out there. There's wolves everywhere. The reason we have prisons is because of wolves. They exist. They'll bite you whether you have a card in your hand or not. So I personally would spend less time worrying about the wolves and more time focusing on, did this thing make people excited? Did it make cards get a little bit more exposure? Is there more people interested in collecting today than there was yesterday? And I think that is the takeaway that I would like to put out there into the universe, because I think that I want to manifest, being happy about cards, because I can promise you one thing from experience in running a card shop. A, you don't get anywhere by ripping people off. That's a very short, obviously there's people that do that in every business. You don't do that. You get it from good customer service and spending a huge amount of money on customer service. But I can promise you this, not all bumps are good. But most of the real bumps, since I've been in this collecting space, most of the real bumps are good bumps.